Okay, today we're going to be discussing how the electric water bridge works. I've done this before and done a video on it, but I was informed before the weekend in an email that my theory may or may not be true, and that the running forerunner for electric bridges is Dr. Elmer C. Fuchs. I think that's his name. It's Fuchs. So what I've done is I'm going to take Dr. Fuchs's videos and I'm going to show my double helix theory and fully explain with observational evidence how it works, because I've done it without having any tests done or anything like that, because, well, I'd need funding to do all that kind of thing. So here is a full-on explanation of how the electric water bridge works. So I'd like to thank Dr. Elmer Fuchs. You can find his channel on YouTube or on the web just by putting in his name. Here we go. Okay, before we start though, I have to give a rundown of double helix energy theory so it can be seen and understood. I'm going to start with the left-hand paper. Okay, double helix energy theory. On the left-hand side it says vortex finger, on the right-hand side it says vortex funnel. These are two modes of travel that I have investigated and found. The vortex finger is electrical travel and water flow, and the right-hand vortex funnel is electromagnetic radiation flow and also smoke flow, which is also radiation travel. Now these shapes have been seen throughout history and throughout mythology. Now I could show 100 of these kind of pictures, but I don't need to, so I'm just going to explain what these two shapes are. Now I've shown the construction of the wave. You can see it on the page with clockwise and counterclockwise rotations. The vortex finger spins clockwise always. Clockwise is energy out. The vortex funnel is a slightly different configuration, and it comes from the vortex finger. This is where the right hand leader flips over, they cross each other, pass through each other, and turn into a perpendicular wave instead of a vertical vortex. And this happens when the energy wave either meets a matter barrier or an electrical barrier. These I've shown with an Ouroboros in water and smoke and all kinds of things. Now at the bottom here I've shown one energy pulse. This is how energy moves. That is actually a vortex finger, which turns into a halo wave, and then the two leaders, as you can see, spin up like horns. They eventually go back into a vortex. As you can see, I've drawn next to it ×4. It is a pulsed wave. Now vortex finger just shoots out a double helix clockwise spinning vortex, but once there is an electromagnetic pulse wave, it turns into an energy pulse, how I have drawn there. That is smoke radiation flow, and it's basically all vortices that link together. Eventually these would form the Lorentz force, but again I don't want to get into that because I'm trying to explain an electric water bridge. On the right there is, on the right hand side of the page, is the DH energy flow travel clockwise and counterclockwise. Now the main part of this theory, which is in total opposition to the rest of the world and mainstream science, is that energy is separate from matter, and that Einstein is E = mc squared is a pile of nonsense, which I've already shown on another video. But energy and matter are separate. Energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, and energy moves matter, in that order. And the electric water bridge proves this, because water will never make an electric bridge unless you put energy through it. The universe is electric and electromagnetism, which are both the same thing. Electricity is a vertical vortex, and electromagnetism is a perpendicular horizontal wave. Another point to make: electricity through matter causes electromagnetism, and electromagnetism through matter causes electricity. So the water bridge is electricity through matter, which causes an electromagnetic pulse wave. And using the good Dr. Elmer's videos, I'm going to prove it. Okay, so back to the main picture. Our vortex picture is water travel or electricity travel, so I'm not going to bother showing that because it's just a vortex finger, which is water travel. The other pictures that I've got up there, though, I've got the green picture at the top. That shows the vortex finger movement. That's a flare from the sun. And that's the shape it makes. The picture underneath that is a vortex funnel from the sun that has a rollover halo wave on the top of it. But as you can see, the wave comes around to the front and curls around itself. It does not spin out two sides in opposite directions and then turn. These curl around to each other and fold in. And as you can see, the double helix waveform going up the sun flare. And on the right is smoke travel. And as you can see, it has a backbone. That's because this is the interference wave and main pulse. Now this here is just showing my paper that I wrote back in 2015 on the left there. That is smoke travel. I have my new paper in the center there showing the two vortex finger and vortex funnel. And on the right we have Tesla's fluid diode, which follows exactly the same principle of the vortex funnel I am using, because energy up then hits an energy barrier, turns into a perpendicular wave, rolls around into a halo wave and becomes an Ouroboros torus ring. The two leading edges that we see in the middle picture on the bottom left, those two pieces then turn back into a vortex, spin into the middle and are accelerated upwards by the Ouroboros torus ring, and that is Lorentz travel. Now I've brought this up because I wrote it before, and the fact that Tesla actually invented it. There's another man who had visions of how the world works. Okay, so finally, here's my explanation of the electric water bridge. Okay, so the electricity is about to start, and what we're going to see is a vortex funnel. I do believe it's actually upside down so that the halo waves are on the top, which makes it a lot easier to see. This flow of travel is also in plants. As you can see there, I've done many things in botany. But as you can see from the water bridge, it is acting like smoke travel because it is radiation travel, because it's a perpendicular wave to the electricity force going downwards. This was my smoke travel video, and as you can see, it's pouring out in wings at the sides, which is exactly what smoke does. Now I'm not quite sure because I can't see from the movie. I know that the water is being pushed forward, just like smoke travel, by the electricity. I am not 100% certain of what's going on in the other direction because basically I don't have the funds or the equipment to reproduce this picture. But as you can see, is it a vacuum funnel that way? I'm not sure. The rotation forward creates a rotation backwards, or it may well be two sets of electromagnetic fields crossing each other, or it might be this funnel plus a vortex finger. So I'm not 100% certain. This next video shows the vortex finger in a vertical vortex, 50% reduction of speed, and then we'll take a still shot of what just happened and what leapt down. It was a vortex funnel opening. It is in fact exactly how your penis is made, and every man has a seam running underneath his penis which connects it to his anus because it's a vortex funnel. Now here's my old water bridge picture showing the double helix travel, and now I've just shown the vortex funnel. That's what it is doing. So we have vortex finger in the center, two of them pushing together, and out of the ends of these comes a vortex funnel, which we just saw in the electric water bridge. And so there we go, a full-on explanation using double helix energy theory of double helix funnel electromagnetic matter passage. So while I commend Dr. Fouche, for his fantastic videos. I have scoured his website and his YouTube page for an actual explanation of how it works, but I have failed to find one. So I can only assume Dr. Fouche is actually working on one, or he doesn't actually have one. So it would appear that I'm the leading authority in electric water bridges, and pretty much in everything else too, thanks to the revelations that have been given to me. If you'd like to see where I place this double helix energy theory into everything in the universe, you can check out my Google collections page, where I've tried to sort out my videos into relevant areas of science, which covers everything, really. All I need to do is observe something and I can tell you exactly how it's moving, whether it would be plasma, water, electricity, electromagnetism, fire, steam, wind, of which there is no such thing as wind, there is only energy moving matter. Thanks very much. My name is Lee, and I'm a Christian.